Brought to you by Express Care Health and Skin Center. Get in, get out, get better.
Welcome back to Healthy Living. Tonight we've got a really fun and informative show for you as Express Care's Dr. Jitka Lom joins us in studio to debunk some health myths. That's a mouthful. To debunk some health myths, and she'll tell us which ones are actually true. Thanks, Doc, for coming in.
Sure.
That's a tongue twister there. So we all have grown up and heard, our mothers say, all kinds of things to us. And so now tonight's show, we'll find out if Mom was really telling the truth. So the first one is, if you swallow gum, does it really stay in your stomach for 7 years?
No. I don't think anything could possibly stay in your stomach for 7 years. No, gum, like everything else, will pass through. Most of the time when you eat something, it's out of your stomach within an hour at the most, and onto the small intestine. So the grinding action of the stomach pretty much takes care of the gum too. There's a lot of usually acid in your stomach, and that will help dissolve out the gum, and you won't see it come out the other end. That's probably why people thought it stayed in there.
So, but is it slower? Is it harder to digest? That's why they say that?
Gum isn't really digestible. It's dissolvable maybe by acid, but it's not really digestible, like that you would get anything from the gum except the sugar. And so it will just pass through.
All right. This one is, you should feed a cold and starve a fever. And I've heard this one a lot.
Well, that one is actually pretty wise, I think, because when you have a fever, there's already a lot of heat generated in your body, and that's core heat, and you're radiating it out. That's why your body brings those blood vessels at the surface. It opens them up so that you can start letting off some of that heat. Now, when you eat, your food will go into your intestines, and you'll be retaining heat because there'll be more blood going into your core to digest the food. So you'll actually be increasing the heat in your body when you're trying to dispel it. So definitely when you have a fever, try not to eat. Most of the time, this is just listening to your body, common sense. When you have a fever, you usually do not feel like eating. Don't feel like you have to eat. Don't feel like your kids have to eat when they have a fever. They do need to drink. Everybody needs to drink when they have a fever, but you do not need to eat at all. Just drink. And as far as that's starve a fever, feed a cold. Okay, feed a cold. So if you have a cold, that's just runny nose, sniffles, but you don't have a fever with that. That one it is fine to feed, and especially feed it something warm, like a nice hot soup or a hot tea. That usually makes people feel better.
Okay, good to know. An apple a day keeps the doctor away?
Is it a green apple, a red apple? Yeah, no, I think this goes to the fruits and vegetables. By eating fruits and vegetables, you're eating pure whole foods that comes directly from Mother Earth, and they have so much nutrition, so many vitamins, and they will help keep you healthy. So we know that not just the apple a day will keep you healthy, but all of the fruits and vegetables, trying to aim for a minimum of 5. So everybody, before you go to bed, make sure you've eaten 5 fruits and vegetables for that day. Apples themselves are incredibly healthy, though, especially if they're fresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other fruits that are like at the top of the list of the best ones?
All the colored fruits, blueberries, very healthy. Some of the more exotic fruits. Now we have mangosteen, and noni's a fruit. That one is incredibly healthy as well. So pretty much anything that's green or colorful is going to be good for you.
Okay. The next one is, eating fish makes you smart. And I've actually been doing some reading on this. You hear a lot about omega-3. And so I know when I was pregnant, that was one of the things I was taking, was something with DHA. I don't even know what the stuff was, but they told me it was good for me and good for the baby. So
That's true.
Is it true?
It's true that fish, the fatty fish like salmon, that's really very healthy because they do have a lot of omega-3 and 369. Those are the ones that help us with both brain power, circulation in the brain, and also anti-inflammatory. So they help to reduce aging and the degeneration of the body. As far as intelligence, eating fish for young children is very healthy because they're still building brain cells, and one of the things that the component of a brain cell, you have the cell, which is the cell membrane with the stuff inside. The cell membrane is made up largely of those omega-3 and 369 fatty acids. You need fatty acids to make brain cells. So by eating fish, you're going to have an easier production of brain cells.
So, but there's also a caveat maybe to that, is that, you know, there's a lot of fish out there with mercury.
That's
so
exactly
maybe
right. Yeah.
not so much tuna or
Yeah. No,
sardines and stuff like that.
So that's true. So there is an FDA advisory out for pregnant women to limit the amount of tuna and deep sea fish that they eat, because those are full of mercury these days, sadly. So yeah, eating the farm fish or the salmon, those type of things are very healthy. Limiting your exposure to mercury, especially not raw fish if you're pregnant, and you know, just trying to create a balance, I think.
Okay. Our next one is you shouldn't swim for an hour after eating. And my mom told me this, well, I don't think it was an hour. I think it was like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah. Well, that one's also a really good one to discuss, because basically when you eat food, it'll go into your stomach and then into your intestines, and the blood flow of your body is diverted to that area of your body. So meaning the blood isn't going up to your brain. That's why after you eat, you get kind of sleepy, because all the blood's going into your guts. So theoretically, if you have all that blood flow down there, you don't have enough in your brain, and you might make not very good decisions, or you might, you know, not be as alert if you're going for a swim. Practically, that's probably not going to happen. So I think you're okay going for a swim. The other thing is, if you're a child and you eat and you get kids usually vomit more easily than adults will. You know, it doesn't take a lot to get a kid to vomit. So again, if it's been within 30 minutes and there's a full stomach, your child might vomit more easily in the water, and then that's not good if they're they might have a bigger chance of choking in the water. So I think for kids, it's really reasonable to wait 30 minutes till you get in the water.
All right. Well, we are just getting started on this super interesting topic. We will pick up some more myths when Healthy Living returns. Stay with us.